Slyza Tsotsi.
Hello and welcome to LOTv's Let's Talk the Round Table. It is the 10th and final episode of season 1, but as bittersweet as this is, we're still going to enjoy it. I've got beautiful people with me, as you know, I always hook you up. And let's begin. So we've got Sam from America, we've got Zaza, we've got Zambi, Afika, Jeffrey, Zach, and Tula. Guys, how are you feeling today? Okay, how are you feeling about the ultimate sound off? Today we're throwing back to topics of past episodes and throwing forward. What is 2016 going to be like? What is 2017 going to be like? What are we expecting? What are we scared of? Do you think that's dangerous terrain? Predictions, expectations, disappointments? Sam, what do you think?
About the year? I mean, we're going into my senior year of college when I get back home, so big stuff coming up, life and whatnot, real world.
But excited, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so over here, how are you feeling about how far we've come into 2016 and what could be ahead of us?
Man, I think in terms of school and academics, a lot more work. I hope not, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
Hopefully just like building, getting better at whatever we're trying to pursue.
Okay, Jeff,
Yeah.
what are you feeling?
I've got this like sinking feeling of like dread for what's coming up. I think because like I've been a boss for the last 7 years and suddenly I'm faced with the real world next year. I don't know people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you
no
go full
fault.
in hope, right?
I'm sure. No matter what happens, I'm gonna be okay. I keep telling myself that. Like, yeah. I'm positive.
Okay, good. Let's get to our first topic from the past. Rhodes and love. Is it possible to find love at Rhodes? We've been accused, I'm sorry for my French, as being the fuck university.
Yeah.
Is it true? Is it fair? Zaza, you're going on and on there. What
What's up, girl?
I want to say no, but I don't want to give people who are going to come to Rhodes the idea that it's impossible to fall in love and love here. There's a lot of love, but there's a lot of screwing over. Like, if there's 4 cups of love, there's like 10 cups of screwing over here at Rhodes, and you need to be prepared for it.
Okay, Zambi, how do you feel? This is your second year?
Yes.
Okay, have you found romantic exploits in this place?
Well, this year or last year,
Just from when you arrived, what does the love landscape look like so far?
look, I definitely think that if 2 people come together and they decide that, listen, I want to settle down, you know?
Okay.
I want to be committed to you. It can really happen. It's just, I think the culture of Rhodes really does influence relationships a lot. And the fact that we're so small, everyone is in everyone's business.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to just keep it low key in your relationship because it's like, oh listen, I saw your man with someone else. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like the simplest things like get blown out of proportion as well. So I think it's about the people who are in the relationship together. If you guys are like, listen, regardless of what anybody says, we're gonna make this work. If you don't let other people influence your relationship, then it could work. But then if not, it might just sink.
Yeah. Zandy mentioned culture at Rhodes. What is the culture at Rhodes?
I think that's an important thing to mention, definitely, because I think the culture of Rhodes, it kind of challenges what people's perceptions of love is really.
Okay.
Because I mean, I've come to varsity and kind of my decision has been that I don't want to have a relationship because for me it's just a lot of time. I'm not tied down to another person, but it's a lot to incorporate at that time.
Yeah.
So. And then, okay, I mean, in university culture as well, you've got a lot of stress on you from your classes, from the stuff that you're learning even, where you're changing as a person from week to week.
Yeah.
So I think it's very difficult to make those deep connections with people at Rhodes, but at the same time, because of the nature of the university and everything, you still are kind of making deep connections with some people. So, but yeah, it's deep connections with some people, but like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So then you start kind of having to think, okay, well, how do you weigh these different types of relationships? Who's more important and everything?
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I mean there's always that choice when you're in a relationship of the person that you're with and kind of the life you were leading before, which is always a scary choice to make.
Yeah.
But I think just with all the other decisions that you have to make at like university, it's a lot to put on your plate at the same time as well. So I think that's why the sort of Rhodes love culture, if you're calling it that, is a little bit confused.
Okay. Afika, should we even be looking for love? We're here to study, right? To prepare ourselves for the next chapter. So is love important? Should you be trying to harness something special, sacred? Or do you get in, do what you have to and get out?
Had we been at any other university, I'd say yeah, go for it.
Like which other university?
Like any other university, I'd be like, no, try yourselves out, guys, because a lot of people do meet their soulmate, the love of their life in university. That happens. But I think because Rhodes, being in Grahamstown, is mostly a pit stop for people. It's not like, you know what, I'm here now, this is the place I'm going to settle at when I graduate.
Okay.
It's like I'm going to be here, study, and move to a bigger, better city, whatever. So when people even try to pursue something here, it's more a matter of, I want someone to pass the time with, sort of make the ride a little smoother emotionally, but I'm not going to commit anything further with them. And I think that's why there's so much leeway to screw people over. Because it's like, I'm just picking and choosing, there's someone else down there, and whatnot, and it's just, I don't know, there's just too much, pardon my French, too much fuckery, because I don't know, like people are just not looking out for each other's emotions, and it's this whole pit stop thing, it's like we're not here for good.
Okay. Sam, what do you have to say about that? Because you're in exchange, so you have to go at some point. Would you attach yourself to someone here?
Well, I don't know if I'm the person to ask that question because
Why?
I came here in a relationship. I'm still in a relationship.
Okay. So it's a different ballgame for you.
Yeah, different ballgame. But I do see what you guys talk about. I mean, I'm not gonna like shout out my house, but I know my house has a bad reputation.
Which house do you live in?
Listen, I'm not gonna shout it out.
We need to know!
Journalistic integrity.
It's smart.
Maybe.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've heard of houses having bad reputations and whatnot. So unfortunately, I see what you guys are talking about. So I don't know if I came here without a relationship. I don't know if I'd be
different.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff.
Oh, I disagree with everyone.
What I was ask is, can we put it on men? Because, like he's saying, there are male raisers with bad reputations. Is it on men? If you guys change your behavior, your expectations, your attitudes, would we then be able to elevate ourselves and expect differently of you guys? Let's just say it like it is.
Well, I can start off. I mean, I don't know if another person asked that question. I've been at Rhodes, 5 years, and I've been out of a relationship for like 6 months of it. So I'm not feeling like that. I don't think that's something you can only in men. I think, I think with men and women, there are people who want to be free, they want to do what they want, then there are people who want to be in relationships or their whole lives. I don't know. I personally find it's so much easier to be in a relationship, you're grounded, you've got something to fall on, like when life shit, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think one thing that has happened more amongst men is obviously the whole the competitive side of it. I remember when I was in res, there is that. There are people who that is the sole purpose for drinking, for going out. It's so to check every weekend, maybe 2 in a weekend, Yeah, and you guys used to party Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
But I don't think it's something you can only in that.
Okay, let's shift it a bit away from love. Rhodes lifestyle itself. That's another topic we covered in the past. The drugs, the alcohol, we're gonna party on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and maybe Sunday after we've recovered from Saturday. Yeah. What do we make of that? Is that another unfair label? As this is the party university when we have events, right? We have the big boys roll through. We're well sponsored in terms of alcohol. What do you guys make of that? So I'll come back to you.
I mean, Rhodes is small, Grahamstown is small, so there's nothing else to do. I mean, we can't really blame
Is that an excuse, guys?
No,
It's a starting point.
But there's nothing else to do. Literally, you can't go to the mall, you can't go watch a movie somewhere, you can't go ice
You
skating.
and Zach and Jeff can sit at Bot Gardens and sketch. Why
Yeah,
are you not
but
sketching?
I mean, after
you
you
don't
get
sketch
up-
the same tree, like.
Yeah, so there's nothing much to do, so I understand why people think that drinking is the only thing to do. But it's not really for me. Just personally, I wouldn't be able to promise what I can.
Yeah. Okay. Sam, what do you do here to relax, to get out, to get to know your environment?
I eat a lot.
Yeah.
I go to the restaurants. I gotta make use of my dollar power. But yeah, this school reminds me of my school because it's in a farm town. It's very small, not much to do. But I'm of the same personality where I prefer to just get a few mates, go home, play some games, watch some movies, hang out with my girlfriend. That's it for me.
Okay, so guys, it is up to the individual, right?
Yeah.
If Zandy's a party freak but Jeff's not into it, they're probably not going to be in the same circle.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I
think
think
that-
You can though.
You can, because you have people like me.
Yeah.
You have people like me who do both. I enjoy
that's
like
me as well.
I turn up.
yeah.
I turn down too. Like I enjoy walks in the garden. I'm just chilling with friends.
Chill
Yeah.
weekends.
Yeah, reading a book, book clubs, reading sessions. I enjoy those things, but I also like a good party.
Okay, so you're saying that you can do both, but you know your limit.
Yeah.
So is it about knowing yourself, knowing your limit, and also reminding yourself of what you're here to kind of achieve? Being the most popular, being the most well-liked, well-received, everyone knowing your name is probably not something that should be a priority.
Yeah, but I think it always is a priority when you get to varsity. I mean, it's something that I've noticed definitely that when people get to varsity, no matter if you've had a gap year, if you've had 3 gap years, if you've come straight from high school,
Yeah.
people lose their shit in first year.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what's expected of you. You're meant to go out and have a great time. All the movies have been telling you what a great college is for years and years.
Right.
So that's what you expect when you get here. And I feel that also the rest I think do a relatively good job of trying to get people interacting and just meeting each other on a more sober level.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a big danger in the fact that a lot of people, different sides of their personalities get amplified when they come to university because they're not sure what's going to stick with all these new people they're meeting, that they're not sure what's working.
Yeah.
So they're just trying a whole lot of stuff and they're amplifying to such a degree that it's not really who they are. But doing that gets you friends because now you've got a big boisterous personality, everyone wants to be mates with you and all the rest of it. But then it's very easy to obviously then get caught up in that sort of projected identity of yourself and that we're not like balls to the wall, if you want to call it that, all the time. We have moments where we're reserved and drawn back, but we get caught up in living kind of this hectic lifestyle where it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And also, I think just in terms of kind of the broader perceptions of Rhodes, it's a small town, so like there's a lot larger focus on the students. I mean, UCT, the students filter out into Cape Town, which is massive every weekend, whereas here the students filter out into like the same 5 places.
Yeah.
So it's so much easier to notice.
Okay. Jeff, you can close this off first. Should our educators, our parents, our significant others, should they be worried about what we get up to when they are not here, when they can't see, when they can't tag us on Facebook?
Hell yeah.
Do you mean that?
Let's just say first year was a very hard 3 years of my life. From personal experiences, like I think if I was a parent with kids at varsity, I'd like sort of want my finger on it more. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know how my guests are going to feel, but I'm a little bit naughty today, so I'm going to force them to talk about the SRC. Guys, how are we feeling about our reps? Right? There's so much confusion, dismantling, and internal tension. Are we going to have an SRC going forward? And is 2017 going to be a better year in terms of our student leaders being more of what we expect them to be? Zaza, we'll start with you.
I don't think I'm the right person to start with because I'm still trying to get my mind around that topic. It's a hard one because these people they're all new at this. You get me? These leadership positions, they're students just like us, and I don't know if I was in their position. I don't know if I would be any better or any worse. So I want to take my time before I put something out there about this.
Zandy, should we be as hard on them as we are now, or should we just accept that they're human, it's trial and error? You learn by making the mistakes. Jeff is making sounds, so I'm coming to him. What do you think?
I just think it's a bit of both. I mean, we need to be hard on them, obviously, because they're leading us.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, just like she mentioned, they're students as well.
Yeah.
They don't have past experience. I mean, I don't think you can prepare yourself for the amount of responsibility that you need to take on as a member of council.
Okay.
You can have an idea, you can have leadership experiences from the past, but then it's different in the university context because there's a lot that you need to take on, and I don't think that they realize that. I mean, yes, it's like, oh yeah, I'm the person you should vote for. I can, I can do this and this. But then once you put into that position, I think it becomes like a bit of a shock, and it's like, okay, shit, maybe I can't do this as much as I thought.
Okay.
So
Okay, Jeff, share with us. Why were you making sounds of
No,
approval?
just when you said they're all human. But I mean, if you in that position, you don't have room to screw up. You screw up, you must go. Goodbye.
But the problem is as well as they inherit.
You're a representative of people that you're not. Like, if you can't represent them, then like I'm not on point about. There's no room for error in something like that. This is people's lives you're playing with.
But at the same time, like and I'm not the most clued up person on what's going on with the SRC, but it's like with anything that happens when we have a changeover of presidents, it's not a new shiny president coming in with a perfect policy. He's picking up mistakes, or she's picking up mistakes from what's been left behind. So yes, the SRC might have fallen down in their own right, but I feel that they also might be struggling with previous stuff from the years before, where there's been mismanagement from previous SRCs, and that kind of image of the SRC and kind of their failing gets put onto people who had no part to play with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, also, I mean, what's Rhodes' motto, where leaders learn, and sometimes you've got to learn by making mistakes. It's unfortunate for the student body, because we're the one kind of bearing the brunt of it in some cases.
But I think a lot of people are feeling very disgruntled right now because they feel as though our so-called leaders are sort of not even trying to correct those mistakes they've inherited. And it seems like, they're trying to serve their own interests, just trying to make their CVs prettier. There's definitely that sense from a lot of disgruntled people. But I also think, fair enough, they're students. We all have a hell of a lot of work to do. But I think you can't just sell dreams when you're, what's the word, in your manifestos and stuff. You can't sell people dreams when you know that you're going to get there and you're going to be a little stuck.
Okay. I want to amplify that and take it to South Africa as a society and politics. Are you guys voting 3rd of August 2016 in municipal elections? Because we're just, people always say it, the university is a microcosm of what society is at large. So have you registered? Are you voting? Do you care? Or are you just about your own hustle? Jeff, I'll start with you.
Well, okay, look, I'm voting. I don't know who I'm voting for yet, but
Okay.
I can honestly, I don't think there's anyone in this country I want to vote for. I don't think I have faith in anyone really. In general, the more you look into it, I suppose maybe it comes from years and years of being in humanities, and that you start realizing that, I mean, how many politicians are there actually out there who are doing the right thing, who have people's interests at heart?
Yeah.
How many politicians actually deliver on promises they make? So you think, oh, that guy, it sounds like him or her, it sounds like they got such a cool, like, little speech, they're going to do so much good, but really, if I vote for them, are they really going to do it? I don't know.
Okay. So should the youth be more engaged? Because we're inheriting this country. Even if it burns, that's our ashes to take forward. So what now?
I think we should absolutely be more engaged. I think we are. We get a lot of flack for being like disengaged from whatever's happening in terms of politics in this country. But I feel like from last year and this year, we have shown that we are engaged. We are concerned about where this country is going, where our universities are going, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we get a lot of flack. We are engaged. We can definitely do more.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if we're all going to laugh at him or sympathize. This is a man who might have Trump as his next president.
We're so sorry.
We are sorry. But the political arena here in America is completely different. But how are you feeling about who could be your next leader? Are you for him, against him, or?
Definitely against him.
Okay.
Yay.
So I don't know. I personally, I've never been much of a fan of the American government. I'm an international relations major, so I'm just studying politics all the time, U.S. foreign policy all the time, and I see the stuff that happens, and it makes me not really, I'm not a fan of what we do. I think coming around now, you guys are talking about politicians, and you never really know if they're doing the right thing or not. I absolutely agree. But we have Bernie Sanders, who seems like a very genuine, good guy, and I think I'm voting for him more on that than anything, just because all our politicians have different things that they're actually like. They're speaking one thing, but they're trying to see these guys, they're trying to see these guys. But I mean, I also still understand the disengagement from it. If you don't trust it, why would you want to be engaged? And I think that lack of wanting to participate is also a form of voting, or saying, what are your opinions?
It makes the commentary. Okay, we'll take it to a light note, but we'll stay in America. Does anyone care about Blak Chyna and Kardashian?
Yeah.
Yay, Blak
He's He made a very South African sound. You're learning. Slyza, what is and we'll come back to what is the big deal? She's gonna have the first real Kardashian baby. So what?
Oh, was it the first real?
Yeah, what's the story there actually?
Because it's going to
Oh,
be
Kardashian, because all the
Rob is the only man.
I get it.
Why are we obsessed, dude? Because America keeps on pushing it onto us.
It's a brick thing. You know the term brick?
Yes.
Yes. We throw a brick at someone. So Kylie Jenner threw a brick at China.
Okay, but Zaza, what I'm asking is, who cares?
Who cares?
Jim is like, who's China? Are we going to China? So who cares?
No. We really don't care. We really don't care. Yeah, we don't care. Because it's just, it hit us out of nowhere. No one was expecting it.
Okay, I think I'm coming back to you, but sort of jump in.
Yeah, I think for me, she's sort of changing the label that's been placed on her a lot. She's been slut-shamed.
What is the label?
She looks a particular way. She comes from a certain class background.
Okay.
The fact that she's moved into sort of the higher upper class with the Kardashians,
Okay.
that says a lot. Props to Blak Chyna.
Are you saying it's woman empowerment?
No, she's
always been empowered.
This is the thing. She's sort of using what she has to change the perceptions about her.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So moving from being, oh, she's a slut, she's this and that, to she's having a baby, she's now
Settle
engaged.
down.
So she is sort of blurring the lines of that respectability thing.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Okay, I get it. Afika, what do you have to say?
Yeah, in the same breath as too. It's not that we care. We're invested in the Kardashian
No, we
family.
are.
Okay, hello.
You know that you have the apps on your phone, you know it.
I actually have the coordinate app. Anyway. So like what you were saying, it's just we like that she's sort of shifted the perceived balance of things, that a higher class family will only accept a certain type of person into the family.
Okay.
And just how like she sort of came in, and people like her and Amber Rhodes
Yes.
as well. Just the way they've rocked the boat for the Kardashian family, it's just very interesting that
Okay.
how they've shifted the dynamic to show that no matter what class background you're from,
Yeah.
you can do things independently on your own. And like, I don't know, just to sort of merge that sort of divide between a certain class and another class, because it really shouldn't be about the classes, but just about what you bring, your substance.
Okay.
Can I also just answer that? Sorry.
Sure.
She's unapologetic about it.
Yes.
She's not changing.
Which we
who she is.
appreciate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to be controversial. White boys. Are the Kardashians, Blak Chyna, Amber Rose, hip hop culture, whatever it is, are those black things? Do you guys feel like, because Jeff's like, who's that? Why should I care?
With that, I've just got a problem with this obsession with other people's lives that I think
Okay.
society
Black,
has.
white, yellow, you mean? You don't care?
This obsession we have with like celebrity people, and that, like, what is that? Is it like people are like spending more time worrying about what's going on in other people's lives than their own sometimes?
Yeah.
It's like, who gives a damn what that person's doing? It's like, I think that speaks for a lot about what's just wrong with society right now. Like people investing so much time in being interested in someone else's life. Like, what is that?
But we've done it like from day one. I mean, even before we had printing presses and everything, and there were the upper class rulers, what was happening in the castles and everything, in the sort of courts and everything, was still kind of spoken about, and it was the kind of other affluent people's lives have always kind of been the interest of other people, essentially.
Okay.
So I understand from that point. I've never really understood the Kardashians that much.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, like. Oh, okay, it's a difficult one, but just listening to what you're saying as well, it's quite interesting to see that. I mean, I guess that's what the whole family is at this point, is kind of a role model. Like we were saying that Mike sort of Rhodes community can speak for the larger community, a family can speak for larger communities as well. So all the stuff that you're talking about, individuals being able to challenge class perceptions and transcend racial stereotypes or racial perceptions and everything as well, which is clearly what the Kardashians have done, because kind of the way that you pose that question, the Kardashians are seen as a very kind of black family. I don't know if I can say that, or that seemed right.
You can. They feed into
No,
black creation, the big
If I can rephrase it, they're kind of still the other in America, but the other who we've kind of fetishized and we're fascinated with.
Yes.
And seeing that, and then obviously the role models that they play, which in my mind has never been the most positive, but what you were saying about them being able to obviously show the transcendence of all that stuff, I think it's important for people to see that kind of stuff can actually work in the world.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe it's because I'm jealous because they've got lots of money and they're living better lives, and I'm like, oh, I don't care about your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there are people just like us, even if they do have cameras in their faces all the time. So I guess to see those human moments and something that's kind of transcended the human in a way is quite reassuring. Yeah.
Okay, Sam, you close it off first. Should we care?
Look, man, I respect them as individuals. The whole Kardashian family, they can be whoever they want to be, but in regards to like their social media image and the obsession that we have with what are they eating for breakfast, it's not that.
Okay, there's more to life than the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's part one. We come back with very interesting teasers, so keep it here on LOTv's Let's Talk, the round table.
It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. Okay. Yes. It's too easy. Alpha sec. Oh God, it's Major League. Alpha sec. Alpha sec. Okay. Back. Bang Bizango, Cassper, Nyovest. Cassper, Nyovest. Bang Bizango, Major League.